Hi, this is Aaron and Linda with Traveling Flamingo, and you may have heard this, but Disney is opening back up again. We're going to go through what the important dates are, what will remain closed, what's going to be open, what the new theme park reservation system is going to look like, and everything you're going to need to know for your next trip to Walt Disney World. All of that coming right up.
So let's get right into it with the important dates. We've already seen phased reopenings of Shanghai Disney and Disney Springs. And in Florida, Disney World has proposed a phased reopening plan, and they're awaiting approval. So that plan would have the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom opening on July 11th. So they would be the first two parks opening up on the same date. And then a few days later, on July 15th, Hollywood Studios and Epcot would be opening. So just a heads up of which ones will be opening when. We were a little bit surprised to hear that Hollywood Studios would be the later date, only because of how much new stuff has recently opened and a lot of people want to get in there and experience all those new attractions. So maybe they thought they'd do it a few days later just to stagger some of the lines. Weren't surprised to see Epcot later, as they have a lot of construction going on there as well. But just to have a heads up on that July 11th, only the Magic Kingdom and Epcot will be opening. Now, if you're looking for your Disney fix a little bit early, there are some resorts and properties that will be opening up in June. So on June 22nd, DVC properties and the Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground will start to reopen. Also, on June 15th, other resorts, DVC properties at Vero Beach, Florida, and Hilton Head, South Carolina will be opening. So if you've got, if you're looking into those, or you're one of those DVC members, and looking for your Disney fix, you can get some of that in June. Right now, we don't have a lot of information about what those properties openings will look like, but we'll get some more information as they get closer to the date, is what they've said. More information will come out. I imagine as we go through what the parks opening will look like, it will be similar for the resorts as well. So I'll let Aaron take it away with what the parks will look like.
So there will be some things closed, and this is for safety, focused on cleanliness, physical distancing, and reduced contact. So limited attendance, we saw this at both Shanghai and Disney Springs to ensure that you're able to social distance. Activities that encourage large groups won't be happening yet, so parades, nighttime spectaculars, etc. And what Disney calls high-touch experiences will also not be available. These will be things like makeovers, playgrounds, character meet and greets. Characters will be in the park and able to entertain. However, it won't be the same experience as the meet and greet where you're able to go up to them and stuff. So you're going to be expecting some of those to be closed, and due to capacity, potentially other restaurants and so forth might not be open, just because they may not require that much restaurant space for all the people in the parks, because it's going to be less busy.
I think for our first visit back, I'm going to have to mentally prepare myself for some of these attractions that are closed and experiences that we're not going to be able to have. They are really magical. Disney does a great job with the parades and the fireworks, so not having that there will definitely be a different experience, and hopefully they bring it back soon in a safe way for people who haven't got to experience it before. Same with the character meet and greets. I'm sure Disney's going to find magical ways that you're seeing the characters and having some kind of interaction with them while you're in the park. It will just be a different experience. Maybe it will be better for people who haven't been before because they won't know what it was before, but I think it will just have a different feel, and it might take a bit to sort of relax and enjoy Disney post-COVID. One of the other things that's going to be different when you're planning your vacation is the new theme park reservation system. So this is something they have brought in to make sure they're managing the amount of people who are in the parks, and so they're able to keep up with the social distancing. There are three main things we need to know right now about it, or we do know right now about the reservation system. One of the first things is there will be park reservations. So you're going to need to make a park reservation and have a valid admission for the same park on the same day. And again, that's to ensure attendance. So I'm guessing there's going to be no park hopping. Like you'd say, I'm going to go to the Magic Kingdom on this day. You have your ticket, you reserve the park for that day, and that's the one you're at. So we'll get more information about that later. The other thing you need to know is that for new ticket sales, they have currently paused all new ticket sales. So if you have tickets that you weren't able to use because the park was closed, or you're an annual pass holder, you're going to be able to make reservations requests before they sell new tickets. So this is going to be a phase system. Again, we'll find out more details, but I'm guessing if you had tickets, the first phase, you'll be able to book for these days or for existing tickets and annual pass holders. Then if there are extra tickets left, they'll sell those to people who didn't have tickets. They've said this is only initially. Again, they're going to want to be selling tickets to be making money. So we'll see how long that has to last for. The other important information is about new Disney hotel reservations. That is also put on pause. So you're not able to make a new Disney hotel reservation. This is to allow guests who already have existing reservations and bookings that they can use those. So, however, if you are a DVC member, you will be able to make new reservations. So the only people who will be able to make theirs right now are people who had existing reservations and weren't able to use them, or if you're a DVC member. And similar to the ticket sales, this is only for an initial period, I think, to help people who have had to cancel their trips over the last few months, that they will be able to book those and use up their credit and their get to go to Disney.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting not being able to make reservations. I know for Linda and I, we are looking at making some reservations, and we obviously can't. We do have some existing ones, so we might move them around. But, good for them for making sure that there's enough space for those who already have tickets and so forth to be able to get into those parks. And as I guess it opens up more and more, we'll be getting back to sort of business as usual as it relates to the number of reservations in hotels, so that'll be good. So some other important information that's going to be in effect with Disney. Face coverings are required for all guests aged 3 and up. So bring your own. You need to wear it at all times except dining and swimming. The fully cover the nose and mouth is a requirement for your mask. They should fit comfortably against the sides of the face. So the materials will need to be breathable. They can be reusable or disposable. Costume masks are not considered appropriate and are prohibited from being worn in alignment with the existing costuming rules. So temperature screenings at some locations will be required to enter. They have a touchless thermometer. Anyone displaying a temperature of 104 degrees Fahrenheit or above will be directed to an additional location for screening and assistance. Those with temperatures 100.4 Fahrenheit or above will not be allowed entry. Those in their party will not be allowed to enter either. You'll want to check everyone before the day that you leave for your park, just to make sure you're not caught up by any of this. Physical distancing, signage, and ground markings will be in place, much like we saw in Shanghai, and you're also going to be seeing pretty well everywhere else, including Disney Springs. There will be physical barriers, cashless transactions, so that's going to be debit, credit card, gift cards, and of course the magic bands. If you have to use cash, you'll have to buy a gift card and limit contact, and you'll have to get those gift cards elsewhere. Utilizing technology, the My Disney Experience app, it's going to be relying on mobile ordering, QR codes for menus and select tables. So as you know, you can scan the QR code for ordering, and online check-in at Disney resorts, so you don't need to stop at the front desk. I think a lot of these make a lot of sense. I think the hardest one for most people will probably be the face coverings, especially in the summer in Florida, as it gets very hot and very humid. So, I think that's going to be difficult. They are going to have break stations where you can take off your mask and be socially distanced. We're not sure exactly where those are going to be, but that was announced as well.
Definitely the face coverings has caused some controversy. Some people I saw have added comments saying that they won't be going because they have to wear a face mask and that they're going to lose out on that money that they had paid for a trip that has now had to be canceled. I think it makes sense for people's safety, and Disney does not want to have an outbreak. So, take some time, find a mask that's comfortable for you. I think it's interesting that they've had to highlight that costume mask, because I think we've all seen the pictures of people in the stores wearing full-faced Halloween masks to protect themselves. So just, highlighting that that's not allowed. Something else that's new while we were researching and did our video for Disney Springs when that was opening up is they did say if you had a temperature of 104 degrees Fahrenheit, you would be taken off to an additional location for rescreening and assistance, which is what they've said here as well. But in addition, they're now saying that nobody in your party will be able to enter, which is new. So definitely make sure you're checking those temperatures before you leave. And I think that Disney has done a great job with the technology in the past. We're always promoting using that Disney Experience app. If you've never been before, make sure you get that app. It's great. We love the mobile order. Sometimes we go to the restaurants, and Pecos Bill is one of my favorites, but the line can be huge. And we mobile order, and we've got our food so fast, and we can already have a table sitting down. So I think that now they'll be using those apps more and more to help with that social distancing and less physical interactions between materials and peoples and things.
So depending on what you're planning on doing at Disney, we also do have a video on these precautions they're taking at Disney Springs. So if you're thinking about going there, it might be good to check that out, especially since it's also related to how we're going to be managing COVID there. As well, one of the restaurants that is open in Disney Springs is one of our favorite, and that's Boathouse. And we will have a video for Boathouse coming out today. That is Friday, and we have a link to that here as well. So there you have it. Disney is opening up again, and we do have dates for it. So we're looking forward to how all this is going to roll out. And it's a really good sign, I think, that things are starting to get a bit back to normal. I know we all have a long way to go, and we're going to be making concessions like face masks and, everything else that we're going to have to be doing to go there. But what are your thoughts? Are you willing to do that? Are you just going to cancel your trip or postpone your trip? Is this something that's, you're kind of looking forward to? Would you be willing to do a trip here? Let us know in the comments below. We thank you, as always, for watching to this point. Definitely, stay safe. Happy travels.